People on social media are chugging massive glasses of carrot juice day after day, claiming it's a natural shortcut to a golden, sun-kissed glow. This dietary extreme has actually been around for decades. Even Apple co-founder Steve Jobs famously ate so many carrots that his skin reportedly turned orange. While a suntan is the result of UV light stimulating melanin, this shift in skin tone is a medical condition called carotenoderma. The orange-yellow pigment accumulates directly in the skin's outer layer. This trend relies on a biological overload to alter the skin's surface, effectively turning a dietary habit into a systemic stress test for the human body. Carrots are packed with beta-carotene. Under normal conditions, your body takes that pigment and converts it into vitamin A. But when you introduce a massive influx of carrot juice, that conversion process hits its limit. Your internal enzymes cannot keep up with the volume of carotene entering the system. The excess pigment accumulates in the lipid-rich layers of your skin, specifically in areas with high concentrations of oil glands, like your face, palms, and soles. The orange tint appears when the metabolic pipeline is overwhelmed, providing a visible record of the internal keratin backlog. Usually, the body clears the pigment once the juice stops, but doctors recently documented a 28-year-old woman whose hands, feet, and face stayed orange for 6 years after she stopped eating carrots entirely. The cause was a specific genetic anomaly, a mutation in the BCMO1 gene. This gene encodes the enzyme responsible for breaking down keratin. Because of her mutation, her enzymatic activity was operating at a 90% reduction. Dietary trends are limited by our individual DNA. A person's specific genetic code determines whether a metabolic overload is a temporary phase or a long-term bottleneck. Beyond genetics, the risk of eating massive quantities of a single food depends on how that food grows. Carrots develop entirely submerged in dirt. Root vegetables act as biological sponges. As they grow, they absorb whatever is in their surrounding environment, including water, minerals, and contaminants. In areas with a history of industrial manufacturing, the soil often retains decades of toxic runoff and heavy metal deposits. Researchers investigated this dynamic in Kopsimica, an area with 60 years of industrial pollution, to see how the local environment changed the chemical makeup of the vegetables grown there. The study found a dangerously high correlation between the toxic soil and the heavy metals present inside the carrots themselves. This chart shows the findings for cadmium. There is a direct mathematical link between cadmium levels in the soil and accumulation in the roots. For a carrot maxer, consuming massive daily quantities, this means directly piping soil toxicity into the bloodstream. Bioaccumulation scales up as it moves through the food chain. Just as the carrot sponges heavy metals from the earth, the human body sponges those same toxins from the carrot. The change in skin color is a real-time biological indicator of a system pushed to its absolute metabolic limits. Dietary extremes create a direct dependency on both the efficiency of your BCMO1 enzymes and the chemical purity of the soil where the carrots grew. When eaten in moderation, these vegetables provide important nutrients and bioactive compounds that support health. But extreme diets are a flawed concept. We can never separate our internal genetics from the external environment in which our food is grown.